First contact. Dr. Samantha Chen squinted at her computer screen, analyzing the latest data from the Deep Space Radio Telescope Array. As lead researcher at the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence (SETI) Institute, she had devoted her career to scanning the cosmos for signs of alien life. After 15 years without success, Sam was starting to wonder if humanity truly was alone in the universe. A flashing alert on her monitor snapped Sam out of her brooding. She leaned in closer, heart racing, as she saw an unmistakable pattern in the incoming signal. It wasn't random noise or a pulsing star. This was a clear, repeating sequence of prime numbers. "Holy shit," Sam whispered. She triple-checked the readings to be certain. There was no doubt this was a deliberate message from an intelligent alien civilization. Sam's hands shook as she reached for her phone to alert her superiors. Before she could dial, a blinding flash of light filled her office. Sam shielded her eyes, momentarily disoriented. As her vision cleared, she gasped at the sight before her. A tall, slender being stood in the center of the room. Its skin was a shimmering blue-green, almost translucent. 4 arms extended from its torso, ending in long, elegant fingers. But it was the alien's eyes that transfixed Sam, 3 glowing orbs that seemed to swirl with galaxies. Sam's scientific mind warred with her fight-or-flight response. She took a deep breath, reminding herself that she had prepared for this moment her entire life. Somehow, she managed to keep her voice steady as she spoke. "Hello, I'm Dr. Samantha Chen of Earth. Welcome to our world." The alien tilted its head, studying Sam intently. When it replied, the words seemed to form directly in Sam's mind. "Greetings, Dr. Samantha Chen of Earth. I am Zixara, explorer from the Andromeda Galaxy. We have long sought contact with your species." Sam's mind reeled. An alien from Andromeda, over 2.5 million light-years away. The implications were staggering. How did you travel such an immense distance?" Sam asked. Zixara's eyes pulsed with what might have been amusement. "Your species still relies on primitive propulsion methods. We have mastered the folding of space-time itself." Before Sam could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the facility. She cursed under her breath. Security must have detected the alien's arrival. "Zixara, I'm afraid others will be here soon. They may not react well to your presence. Perhaps we should." Sam's words were cut off as Zixara grabbed her arm. In a flash of light, they vanished from the office just as armed guards burst through the door. When Sam's vision cleared, she found herself standing in a forest clearing, miles from the research facility. Zixara released her arm and took a step back. "My apologies for the abrupt departure, Dr. Chen. I sensed hostility approaching and did not wish to endanger you." Sam's head spun as she tried to process everything that had happened in the last few minutes. First contact, instantaneous teleportation, and now she was alone in the wilderness with an alien from another galaxy. I appreciate your concern," Sam managed. "But I'm not sure whisking me away was the best solution. My colleagues will be looking for me. They'll assume you've abducted me." Zixara's eyes dimmed slightly. "That was not my intention. I merely wish to continue our dialogue without interference. If you prefer, I can return you immediately." Sam considered for a moment. This was the opportunity of a lifetime, a chance to learn about an advanced alien civilization firsthand. Her scientific curiosity won out over caution. "No, it's all right. I'd like to talk more, if you're willing. But perhaps we could find a less conspicuous location. My apartment isn't far from here." Zixara inclined its head in agreement. "Lead the way, Dr. Chen. I am eager to learn more about your species and your world." As they walked through the forest, Sam's mind raced with questions. She decided to start with the basics. "So, Zixara, what brought you to Earth? Why make contact now?" The alien was silent for a moment before responding. "My people have observed your planet for centuries, watching your rapid technological advancement. We believe humanity is on the cusp of a great leap forward. one that could elevate you to a galactic civilization or lead to your extinction. Sam felt a chill run down her spine. What do you mean? Your species stands at a crossroads, Zixara continued. You have unlocked tremendous sources of energy and begun to manipulate the building blocks of life itself. Yet you remain divided, waging wars over resources and ideology. We felt it was time to intervene, to offer guidance that might help humanity overcome its self-destructive tendencies. They emerged from the forest near Sam's apartment complex. As they climbed the stairs, Sam mulled over Zixara's words. The idea that aliens had been watching humanity's progress was both thrilling and unsettling. Inside her apartment, Sam gestured for Zixara to make itself comfortable on the couch. The sight of the alien perched awkwardly on her second-hand furniture was almost comical. "Can I get you anything? Water? Tea?" Sam offered, realizing she had no idea what, if anything, the alien consumed. "I do not require sustenance at this time," Zixara replied. "However, I am curious about the various objects in your dwelling. Each seems to serve a specific function." Sam spent the next hour giving Zixara a tour of her apartment, explaining the purpose of everything from the refrigerator to the television. The alien's childlike fascination with mundane human artifacts was endearing. As the initial awkwardness faded, Sam found herself growing more comfortable in Zixara's presence. There was a gentleness to the alien that put her at ease. She was just working up the courage to ask about Zixara's home world when her phone rang. Sam's stomach dropped as she saw the caller ID. It was Dr. Harrison, the director of the SETI Institute. She took a deep breath and answered. "Sam, where the hell are you? There's been an incident at the facility. Armed forces have the place locked down. They're saying something about an alien intruder." Sam glanced at Zixara, who was examining her bookshelf with interest. "I'm fine, sir. There's been a misunderstanding. I can explain everything, but I need you to call off the troops. This is a peaceful first contact scenario." There was a long pause on the other end of the line. "Sam, are you saying you're with the alien now? Are you in danger? Blink twice if you're being coerced." "I'm not in any danger," Sam insisted. "Zixara means us no harm. But this situation could escalate if we don't handle it carefully. I need you to trust me." Another pause. "All right, Sam, I'll see what I can do to calm things down. But I want you and your guest in my office first thing tomorrow morning. We need to get ahead of this before word gets out." Sam agreed and hung up, letting out a sigh of relief. Crisis averted, at least for now. She turned to find Zixara watching her intently. "Your leaders are afraid," the alien observed. "This is understandable. Fear of the unknown is deeply ingrained in many species." "Can you blame them?" Sam asked. "Your arrival is world-changing. Everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe has been upended in a single day." Zixara's eyes pulsed with soft light. "Change can be difficult, but it also brings opportunity. Together, our species could achieve wonders beyond imagination." As the gravity of the situation settled over her, Sam realized she hadn't eaten since breakfast. Her stomach growled loudly, drawing a curious look from Zixara. "Sorry," Sam said with a sheepish smile. "Humans need to eat regularly to maintain energy. I should probably order some food. Would you like to try some Earth cuisine?" Zixara's eyes brightened. "I would be most interested in sampling your native sustenance." Sam ordered pizzas, figuring the combination of flavors and textures would be a good introduction to human food. As they waited for the delivery, she and Zixara continued to chat. The alien was particularly interested in human art and music. "Your species has such a rich capacity for creative expression," Zixara marveled as Sam played some classical music. "We lost much of that in our drive for technological perfection." The arrival of the pizza momentarily distracted them from weightier topics. Sam demonstrated how to eat a slice, trying not to laugh at Zixara's clumsy attempts to mimic her. The alien's reaction to the taste was hard to gauge, but it seemed intrigued by the experience. As they ate, Sam's curiosity got the better of her. Zixara, you mentioned that your people have been watching Earth for centuries. Have you ever intervened before? The alien set down its half-eaten slice of pizza. There have been occasions when we felt compelled to take action, yes. Subtle nudges to prevent global catastrophes. Whispered inspiration to key scientific minds. But we have always been careful not to interfere too directly in your development. Sam's mind raced with the implications. How much of human history and achievement had been shaped by alien influence? Before she could pursue that line of questioning, Zixara spoke again. Dr. Chen, I sense that you have many questions, and I have much to share about my people and our technology, but I must ask something of you first. Of course, Sam replied, leaning forward. What is it? Zixara's eyes swirled with complex patterns. I need your help to understand something fundamental about your species, something that has long puzzled us, yet seems central to human existence. Sam nodded encouragingly. I'll do my best to explain. Very well, Zixara said. Dr. Chen, I need you to teach me about human reproduction. Sam nearly choked on her pizza. Of all the topics she had imagined discussing with an alien, the birds and the bees hadn't even made the list. As she collected herself, she realized this might be the most important cultural exchange in human history, and somehow she had become Earth's ambassador of sex ed. Well, Sam said, clearing her throat, I suppose we should start with the basics. As night fell over the city, an unlikely pair, a human scientist and an alien explorer, sat in a small apartment, sharing pizza and unraveling the mysteries of life itself. It was just the beginning of an adventure that would change both their worlds forever. Cosmic Classroom. The morning sun peeked through Sam's curtains, rousing her from a fitful sleep. For a moment, she wondered if the events of the previous day had been an elaborate dream. Then she heard soft humming coming from her living room, and reality came crushing back. An alien was in her apartment, and she was tasked with explaining human reproduction. Sam groaned, burying her face in her pillow. What had I gotten myself into? After a quick shower and a much-needed cup of coffee, Sam steeled herself for the day ahead. She found Zixara hovering, literally floating a few inches off the ground, near her bookshelf, seemingly engrossed in a biology textbook. Good morning, Sam said, trying to sound casual. Sleep well? Oh wait, do you even need sleep? Zixara's eyes shimmered with amusement. We do not require sleep as you understand it, but I did enter a restorative trance. Your dwelling vibrates with fascinating energy patterns during your nocturnal cycle. Sam decided not to ask what that meant. Right. Well, we should probably head to the SETI Institute soon. My boss is expecting us, and I'd rather not keep armed forces waiting. As they prepared to leave, Sam realized they had a problem. Zixara's alien appearance would definitely turn heads on the street. Zixara, is there any way you could blend in a bit more? Maybe take on a more human appearance? The alien's form shimmered, its body reshaping itself until a tall, androgynous human with striking silver hair and iridescent eyes stood before Sam. Will this suffice? Zixara asked, its voice now audible rather than telepathic. Sam blinked in surprise. That's actually perfect. How did you do that? Biomolecular manipulation is a simple matter for my species, Zixara explained. Though I must say, your bipedal form feels rather restrictive. The drive to the SETI Institute was tense. Sam could see military vehicles parked outside the facility, and stern-faced guards checked her ID at the gate. As they walked through the halls, employees stared openly at Zixara, whispering excitedly among themselves. Dr. Harrison was waiting in his office, along with two men in dark suits who practically screamed government agents. Sam took a deep breath and made the introductions. Dr. Harrison, gentlemen, this is Zixara, an explorer from the Andromeda Galaxy. Zixara, this is my boss, Dr. Harrison, and I'm afraid I don't know who these other men are. One of the suits stepped forward, I'm Agent Cooper, and this is Agent Petal. We're with a specialized division of the government. We have some questions for your extraterrestrial friend here. What followed was hours of intense questioning. Zixara answered patiently, explaining its mission of peace and cultural exchange. Sam found herself acting as a translator of sorts, clarifying human concepts for Zixara and helping the others understand the aliens' more esoteric responses. By late afternoon, even the stern-faced agents seemed to relax a bit. Zixara's gentle demeanor and obvious intelligence had won them over. Plans were made for a controlled release of information to the public, with Sam and Zixara as the faces of this historic first contact. As they left the office, Dr. Harrison pulled Sam aside. "You've done an amazing job handling this, Dr. Chen, but are you sure you're prepared for what comes next? The whole world will be watching." Sam glanced at Zixara, who was examining a potted plant with fascination. "Honestly, sir, I have no idea, but I think this is bigger than any of us. We have to try." That night, as Sam and Zixara returned to her apartment, the alien brought up the subject that had been lurking in the back of Sam's mind all day. "Dr. Chen, I believe we were interrupted in our discussion of human reproductive practices. I am still quite curious about this aspect of your species." Sam sighed, resigning herself to the awkward conversation ahead. "All right, Zixara, let's start with the basics. In humans, reproduction typically involves two individuals of opposite biological sexes." As Sam launched into an explanation of human anatomy and the mechanics of sexual reproduction, she was surprised to find herself growing more comfortable with the topic. Zixara asked insightful questions, approaching the subject with scientific curiosity rather than judgment. "Fascinating," Zixara mused. "So the act of reproduction in humans is also tied to pleasure and emotional bonding. How wonderfully inefficient." Sam couldn't help but laugh. "I suppose it does seem that way from an outside perspective, but for us, it's a fundamental part of the human experience. Love, attraction, the desire to connect with another person, it's all tied up in our biology and our culture." Zixara's eyes swirled with complex patterns. "In my species, reproduction is a purely clinical process. We combine genetic material in laboratories to produce optimized offspring. The concept of physical intimacy is foreign to us." As they continued their discussion, Sam found herself growing curious about Zixara's species. "So, do your people form romantic relationships at all, or family units?" Zixara was quiet for a moment. "We have pair bonds of a sort, intellectual and emotional connections that can last lifetimes, but they are not tied to reproduction or physical intimacy as they are in humans." Something in Zixara's tone made Sam wonder if the alien was experiencing emotions it didn't fully understand. She decided to take a risk. "Zixara, would you like to experience some of the more social aspects of human culture? Nothing inappropriate, just how we interact and bond as a species." The alien's eyes brightened. "I would be most interested in such an experience, Dr. Chen." And so began what Sam would later describe as the strangest girls' night out in human history. She invited a few trusted friends over, swearing them to secrecy about Zixara's true nature. They watched romantic comedies, drank wine, which had a surprising effect on Zixara's human form, and shared stories of love and heartbreak. As the night wore on, Sam found herself opening up about her own romantic history, the relationships that had failed, her fears of never finding a true connection. To her surprise, Zixara offered comfort and insight. "In all my travels across the galaxies, Dr. Chen, I have never encountered a species with such capacity for love and resilience in the face of emotional pain. It is admirable." Sam felt a warmth that had nothing to do with the wine. "Thank you, Zixara, and please call me Sam." As her friends left, each hugging Zixara goodbye, much to the alien's bewilderment and delight, Sam realized that something fundamental had shifted. Zixara was no longer just an alien visitor or a scientific subject. They had become friends. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of activity. Sam and Zixara became the faces of Earth's first official extraterrestrial cultural exchange program. They gave interviews, attended diplomatic meetings, and worked to bridge the gap between two vastly different civilizations. Through it all, their unlikely friendship deepened. Zixara's insightful questions about human nature often led Sam to see her own species in a new light. And in teaching the alien about love, family, and the messier aspects of human emotion, Sam found herself re-examining her own beliefs and desires. One evening, as they sat on Sam's balcony watching the sunset, Zixara turned to her with an unusually hesitant expression. "Sam, I find myself experiencing unfamiliar sensations in your presence. A warmth in my core, a desire for proximity. I believe I am developing feelings that align with your concept of romantic attraction. Is this acceptable?" Sam's heart raced. She had been grappling with similar feelings, pushed aside in the chaos of their public roles. Looking into Zixara's iridescent eyes, she made a decision that would change both their lives forever. "Yes, Zixara," she said softly. "It's more than acceptable. It's beautiful." As their lips met in a kiss that bridged galaxies, Sam marveled at the universe's capacity for surprise. In seeking to understand human love, Zixara had discovered it firsthand. And in opening her heart to an alien, Sam had found the connection she'd always longed for. Their story would reshape humanity's understanding of love, identity, and our place in the cosmos. But in that moment, on a small balcony as the stars began to shine, none of that mattered. Two beings from different worlds had found home in each other's arms. Galactic ripples. The news of Sam and Zixara's relationship broke like a supernova across global media. #CosmicLove trended worldwide, with reactions ranging from awe to outrage. Overnight, they became the most famous couple in human history. Interstellar intimacy. How one woman's alien affair is redefining romance, blared the headlines. Talk shows clamored for interviews, religious leaders debated the spiritual implications, and scientists scrambled to understand the biological compatibility between human and Andromedan physiology. Sam felt overwhelmed by the attention, but Zixara approached their newfound celebrity with characteristic curiosity. "Your species' fascination with personal matters is most intriguing, Sam. On Andromeda, such focus on individual relationships would be considered highly inefficient." Despite the media frenzy, their work continued. Sam and Zixara spearheaded the Cosmic Cultural Exchange Initiative, facilitating the sharing of knowledge between Earth and Andromeda. Zixara introduced revolutionary concepts in physics and medicine, while Earth shared its rich artistic and cultural heritage. But not everyone welcomed this interstellar coupling. A vocal minority, fearful of alien influence, began protesting outside SETI headquarters. "Earth for humans." They chanted, their signs depicting crude caricatures of Zixara. One evening, as Sam and Zixara left work, a protester broke through security. "Alien lover," he shouted, hurling a bottle that shattered at their feet. Before Sam could react, Zixara's human disguise shimmered, revealing its true form. With lightning reflexes, it erected an iridescent energy barrier, protecting them both. The crowd fell silent, awed by the display of alien technology. In that moment of stunned quiet, Zixara spoke, its melodic voice carrying across the plaza. "I come in peace, seeking only to learn and share knowledge. Is this not the very essence of humanity's greatness? Your curiosity, your drive to explore and understand. I have traveled across galaxies, yet find myself humbled by the depth of human emotion and creativity." Its words seemed to resonate with the crowd. Slowly, the tension dissipated. As they drove home, Sam squeezed Zixara's hand. "That was incredible. You might have just prevented an interstellar incident." Zixara's eyes swirled with affection. "I merely spoke the truth, Sam. Your species' capacity for both love and hate, fear and acceptance, never ceases to amaze me." Their public scare prompted increased security measures, but also led to unexpected opportunities. A tech billionaire, inspired by their story, fast-tracked the development of quantum communication technology based on Zixara's knowledge. For the first time, real-time communication with Andromeda became possible. The first intergalactic video call was a historic moment. Sam watched in awe as the holographic forms of the Andromedan High Council shimmered into existence in the conference room. Their ethereal beauty was breathtaking, their movements as fluid as water. But the real shock came when the Andromedans addressed not just the assembled human leaders, but Zixara directly. Their tone, even translated, was sharp with disapproval. Expedition Leader Zixara, you have violated core directives by engaging in a physical and emotional relationship with a lesser species. You are hereby recalled to Andromeda for immediate reconditioning. Sam felt her blood run cold. Reconditioning, what does that mean? Zixara's form trembled slightly. It means they will erase my memories, my emotions, everything that makes me who I am now. The human delegates erupted in protest, but the Andromedans were unmoved. This is not a negotiation. Zixara's actions threaten the purity of our species and the integrity of our mission. The human will be compensated for any emotional distress. Sam stepped forward, her voice shaking with anger. Compensated? You think you can just erase our love like it's a computer file? Zixara is a person, not some malfunctioning piece of equipment. The lead Andromedan's eyes flashed. You speak of things you cannot understand, human. Our society has evolved beyond your primitive emotional entanglements. Zixara will be returned to its proper state of logical perfection. As the holographic Andromedans flickered out, the room erupted into chaos. Government officials argued about intergalactic diplomacy, scientists debated the ethics of Andromedan reconditioning, but Sam could focus only on Zixara. The alien stood motionless, its eyes swirling with a turbulence Sam had never seen before. I don't want to go back, Zixara whispered. I don't want to forget you or how you've made me feel. Sam's heart broke at the fear in her lover's voice. She took Zixara's hands in hers, looking deep into those mesmerizing eyes. Listen to me. We're going to figure this out. I won't let them take you. As they left the conference room, dodging reporters and concerned colleagues, Sam's mind raced. How could they fight an entire advanced civilization? What leverage did they have against beings who befooled space-time itself? Back in the safety of Sam's apartment, Zixara's human disguise melted away. It curled its multiple limbs around itself, looking more vulnerable than Sam had ever seen it. Perhaps they're right, Zixara said softly. I was not designed for these emotions. They cloud my judgment, make me inefficient. Sam knelt beside Zixara, cupping its face gently. Hey, look at me. Those emotions, they're not a flaw. They're what make life worth living. You've experienced love, Zixara. Real, messy, human love. Would you really want to forget that? Zixara's eyes shimmered with what Sam now recognized as tears. No, it whispered. I want to keep loving you, Sam, even if it means defying my entire species. Their lips met in a kiss that felt like a promise, a defiance against the cold logic of Zixara's home world. As they parted, Sam's expression hardened with determination. Okay, we need a plan. The Andromedans may have advanced technology, but we humans have something they've forgotten, creativity, and we're going to use every ounce of it to keep you safe. Sam reached for her phone, fingers flying as she sent out a series of texts. I'm calling in every favor I have. Scientists, politicians, hell, even that tech billionaire. We're going to show the Andromedans that humanity doesn't give up on love without a fight. As the night wore on, their small apartment became a hub of frantic activity. Brilliant minds from across the globe connected virtually, brainstorming strategies to sway the Andromedan High Council. Legal experts debated the possibility of intergalactic asylum laws, while engineers worked to fortify Earth's defenses against potential Andromedan incursion. Amidst the chaos, Sam and Zixara clung to each other, drawing strength from their connection. They knew that the coming days would test them in ways they couldn't imagine. But as the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, they faced it together. one human and one alien, united by a love that defied the very laws of the cosmos. The battle for their future had only just begun, but in that moment, wrapped in each other's arms, they felt invincible. Let the Andromedans come with their cold logic and advanced technology. They would learn that the power of human love was a force that could reshape galaxies. Quantum entanglement of hearts. As dawn broke over a world on the brink of interstellar conflict, Sam and Zixara found themselves at the center of a storm that threatened to reshape the cosmos. The Andromedan ultimatum loomed over them, a ticking clock counting down to a forced separation that neither could bear. But humanity, true to form, refused to go down without a fight. #StandWith Star-Crossed Lovers trended globally, uniting people across borders and beliefs. Hacktivists launched cyber campaigns to broadcast Sam and Zixara's story to every corner of the galaxy, hoping to sway alien public opinion. Meanwhile, in a hidden underground lab, Earth's brightest minds worked feverishly on Project Firewall, a desperate attempt to create a planetary defense system against Andromedan technology. Sam split her time between the lab and hastily arranged diplomatic meetings, becoming the unexpected face of human-alien relations. Zixara, for its part, grappled with an internal struggle that threatened to tear it apart. "My entire existence was devoted to logic, to the betterment of my species," it confided to Sam one night. "But now the thought of losing you, of losing these feelings, it terrifies me in ways I never knew possible." Sam held Zixara close, marveling at how the alien's bioluminescent skin pulsed in time with her own heartbeat. That's what it means to be alive, love, to feel deeply, to risk everything for what matters most. That tender moment was interrupted by an urgent call. Dr. Harrison's holographic form materialized in Sam's living room, his expression grave. "We've detected an Andromedan ship entering the solar system. They'll reach Earth orbit in less than 24 hours. Sam's heart raced, but she forced her voice to remain steady. "Understood. Is Project Firewall ready?" Harrison shook his head. "It's our best shot, but we're flying blind here. We have no idea if it'll hold against their technology." As the call ended, Sam turned to find Zixara trembling, its form flickering between human and alien appearances. "Hey," she said softly, taking its hands. "Whatever happens, we face it together, okay?" Zixara's eyes swirled with a complex mix of emotions. "Sam, there's something I need to tell you. Something about Andromedan physiology that might be our only chance." What followed was a crash course in alien biology that left Sam's head spinning. Zixara explained that Andromedans possessed a unique form of quantum entanglement within their cellular structure. This allowed for their incredible abilities, but also meant that strong emotional bonds could create literal quantum connections between individuals. "Are you saying that you and I," Sam began, struggling to wrap her mind around the concept. Zixara nodded. "Our love, as improbable as it may seem, has created a quantum bridge between us. If we can amplify that connection, we might be able to resist the Andromedans' attempts to recondition me." It was a long shot, based more on theoretical xenobiology than hard science. But as the hours ticked away and the Andromedan ship drew ever closer, it was the best hope they had. The next day, as the alien vessel entered Earth's atmosphere, Sam and Zixara stood hand in hand atop the SETI Institute's roof. Around the world, millions watched via live stream, breaths held in anticipation. A beam of impossibly bright light shot down from the heavens, and the imposing form of the Andromedan High Council materialized before them. Their ethereal beauty was matched only by the cold disdain in their eyes. Expedition leader Zixara, the lead Andromedan's voice boomed, "You have been found guilty of emotional contamination. You will return with us immediately for purification." Sam stepped forward, her voice ringing out clear and defiant. "With all due respect, Your Excellencies, Zixara isn't going anywhere. Love isn't a contamination, it's the most powerful force in the universe, and we're about to prove it to you." Before the Andromedans could respond, Sam pulled Zixara into a passionate kiss. The moment their lips met, an incredible transformation began. Zixara's body glowed with blinding intensity, tendrils of light extending to envelop Sam. The air crackled with energy as two beings from different galaxies merged on a quantum level. The Andromedans recoiled, their perfect composure shattered by the unprecedented display. "Impossible," one whispered. "The human's primitive biology shouldn't be capable of sustaining such a connection." As Sam and Zixara parted, they stood wrapped in a cocoon of shimmering energy. When they spoke, it was with one voice, echoing with power that transcended species. "We are more than the sum of our parts," they declared. "We are love made manifest, the bridge between worlds. You cannot separate us, for we are now one on a level your science can barely comprehend." The lead Andromedan stepped forward, its eyes wide with a mix of fear and fascination. "How is this possible? Our simulations never predicted." "Because love can't be quantified or predicted," Sam's voice rang out, momentarily distinct. "It's messy and illogical and absolutely essential. Your society gave up emotion in pursuit of perfection, but in doing so, you lost something fundamental." Zixara's voice joined hers. "I have experienced more growth, more genuine evolution, in my time with Sam than in centuries of cold logic. Our connection has unlocked potential within me that our species had forgotten was possible." The quantum aura surrounding them pulsed, sending out waves of energy that washed over the assembled Andromedans. As it touched them, their perfect facades cracked, expressions of long-buried emotion flickering across their faces. "Perhaps," the lead Andromedan said slowly, "we have been too hasty in our judgment. This connection between you warrants further study." Sam and Zixara's merged form nodded. "We propose a new kind of cultural exchange, not just of knowledge and technology, but of emotion, of the very essence of what it means to be alive. Let our love be the foundation of a bridge between our peoples." As the energy cocoon slowly dissipated, Sam and Zixara stood proud, hands clasped tightly. The Andromedan High Council conferred silently for a moment before turning back to the pair. "We accept your proposal. Zixara will be allowed to remain on Earth as our ambassador. And we have much to learn about this power you call love." As the Andromedans departed, their ship rising into the sky like a second sun, she has erupted around the world. Humanity had faced its first major interstellar diplomatic crisis and emerged victorious, not through weapons or technology, but through the sheer power of love. Sam turned to Zixara, happy tears streaming down her face. "We did it. I can still feel you, you know. In here." She tapped her chest, right over her heart. Zixara's eyes swirled with joy. "And are you, my love? Our quantum entanglement is proof that some bonds truly are unbreakable." As they embraced, bathed in the glow of a new dawn for both their species, Sam and Zixara knew that their greatest adventure was just beginning. They had reshaped the very fabric of the cosmos with their love, and the ripples of their union would be felt across galaxies for eons to come. The universe, it seemed, would never be the same, and neither would they. Cosmic convergence. The months following the Andromedan confrontations saw Earth transformed into a hub of intergalactic diplomacy. The United Nations Extraterrestrial Affairs Division, UNEAD, was established with Sam and Zixara at its helm. Their quantum-entangled bond had become a symbol of hope for interspecies cooperation across the cosmos. #QuantumLoveRevolution trended across social media platforms and alien communication networks alike. Humans and extraterrestrials alike were captivated by the idea that love could transcend the barriers of biology and physics. As Sam stood at the podium of the newly constructed Galactic Embassy, she marveled at how far they'd come. The audience before her was a tapestry of diverse alien species, each drawn to Earth by the promise of emotional awakening. "Welcome, friends from across the stars," Sam began, her voice steady despite her nerves. "Today marks the beginning of a new era, not just for humanity, but for all sentient life. We gather here to explore the most powerful force in the universe, love. Zixara stepped forward, its form shimmering with barely contained energy. For too long, many of our species have dismissed emotions as primitive or inefficient, but our bond has proven that love can unlock potential beyond our wildest imaginings. As if on cue, the quantum aura that had become their signature flared to life, bathing the assembly in a warm, pulsating glow. Gasps of awe rippled through the crowd. "This is more than just a pretty light show," Sam continued. "Our connection has allowed us to tap into the very fabric of spacetime. We've discovered that emotions, particularly love, can create quantum entanglements between individuals, even across vast distances." Zixara nodded, its eyes swirling with excitement. "We believe this phenomenon, which we've dubbed empathic quantum resonance, or EQR, could revolutionize everything from space travel to communication." The implications were staggering. Early experiments had shown that individuals with strong emotional bonds could transmit thoughts and feelings instantaneously, regardless of physical distance. It was as if love itself could bend the rules of physics. But not everyone was thrilled with these developments. A coalition of conservative human governments and isolationist alien species had formed the Purity Preservation Front, PPF. They argued that interspecies relationships and emotional exchange posed a threat to the unique identities of individual races. As Sam and Zixara fielded questions from the assembled delegates, a commotion erupted at the back of the hall. A group of protesters, a mix of humans and aliens, unfurled banners reading "Keep Space Segregated" and "Emotions are a Disease." Before security could intervene, a PPS spokesperson pushed their way to the front. "This is madness," they shouted. "You're contaminating the gene pools of countless species. These quantum love bonds are nothing more than a fancy justification for interstellar deviancy." The room erupted into chaos, with delegates shouting and taking sides. Sam felt a moment of despair. Had they pushed too far, too fast? But then she felt it, a surge of warmth and strength flowing through her quantum link with Zixara. They locked eyes, a silent understanding passing between them. It was time to show the universe what their bond could really do. Hand in hand, Sam and Zixara stepped down from the podium. As they approached the angry crowd, their quantum aura flared brighter than ever before. But this time, something new happened. Tendrils of light began to extend from their joined forms, reaching out to touch the nearest beings. As each tendril made contact, the individual's expression changed from anger to wonder. What is this feeling?" gasped a spindly alien with compound eyes. "It's like, I can feel everything," whispered a human protester, tears streaming down his face. Through their enhanced bond, Sam and Zixara were projecting a concentrated burst of pure empathy. For the first time, these beings were experiencing the full spectrum of emotion, feeling the hopes, fears, and love of everyone around them. The effect rippled through the crowd like a shockwave. Enemies embraced, prejudices melted away, and a profound sense of unity settled over the assembly. When the light finally faded, Sam and Zixara stood at the center of a transformed gathering. The PPS spokesperson approached them, their earlier hostility replaced by awe. I had no idea," they stammered. "We were so wrong. This connection, this love, it's beautiful." Sam smiled, squeezing Zixara's hand. "That's the thing about love. It has the power to change hearts and minds in ways that logic and argument never could." As the day drew to a close, delegates from 100 worlds lined up to experience the empathic link for themselves. Each connection forged another strand in a growing web of intergalactic understanding. Later that night, as Sam and Zixara sat on the roof of the Galactic Embassy, watching the stars that no longer seemed so distant, they reflected on their journey. "You know," Sam mused, "when I first met you, I never imagined we'd end up reshaping the fate of multiple galaxies." Zixara's eyes twinkled with amusement. "And I never imagined I would find my true purpose in the arms of a primitive human." They laughed together, their joy rippling out through the quantum web they created. Across Earth and distant planets, countless beings felt a sudden surge of happiness, a reminder of the connection they now shared. As they gazed up at the cosmic tapestry above, Sam and Zixara knew that this was just the beginning. Their love had unlocked the secret to uniting the universe, one heart at a time. The age of isolation was over. A new era of cosmic empathy had dawned, and its light would shine across the galaxies for eons to come. "So," Sam said with a grin, "ready for our next adventure?" Zixara's form shimmered with excitement. "My dear Sam, with you by my side, I'm ready for anything the universe might throw our way." As if in response, a shooting star blazed across the sky, a promise of endless possibilities in a universe united by love.